Hey, what's going on, y'all? So, I want to give you some tips and some key pointers to being able to enjoy a night out. You know, go out to a restaurant, with friends, family, without sabotaging your results. Because, even if we're on a diet or we're trying to be healthy, we still want to be able to go out and enjoy time with our friends and our loved ones. So, I'm going to show you some, keys to being able to do that without actually sabotaging your results. All right. So I'm going to show you the before you go to the restaurant, what you need to do, some key points on, when ordering, and some key points on when eating, right? So we're just going to start there. So before you go to the restaurant, and I have it out here so you can kind of follow along with me. I have it written out for you. So there's a couple things, right? So if possible, you want to always try to be the person to book the restaurant, because what that does is that kind of puts you in the lead, right? It kind of you're in the driver's seat. So when you're the one that's actually picking the restaurant, then guess what? You can find restaurants and you can pre-plan for places that are going to be easier for you to stick onto your, on your path, right? And now, one of the things I would like to point out: try to avoid buffets. Okay, it's really hard to do any type of portion control when you're at a buffet. So if you can eliminate that from your menu, good. Okay. But yeah, try to lead that. Try to be the person who's making a suggestion on where to go. Have some already have some places that you'd like to go ahead of time. Have them written down, like your spots, and be the first one to jump on that. Another thing, if you're going somewhere that you've never been before, make sure you read the menu before you go. Most menus are online, so you can start to plan what you can have, and you can even put a call into the restaurant to get more details. Right, a lot of times they don't really mind if you just ask them some questions, so you can call in and kind of find out what their dishes include, um, and that way you can kind of make a better, healthier choice. That way, before you get, when you're before you get there, you've already planned out what you got going, what you want, right? So you're not jumping in blind. Okay. Another thing, don't turn up to a meal freaking hungry, man. Like, don't be starving when you get there, because the thing is, man, when you're freaking hungry and you go somewhere and you see all these options and choices, um, it's it's a lot harder to exercise discipline. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're getting some type of snack before you go, so you're not starving. You don't end up overeating. Set yourself some boundaries. If you're going with a friend who you know is going to be twisting your arm to make poor choices, then just set boundaries and stick with them. I put here, alcohol frequently comes into this. Instead of ordering a bottle of wine, opt for your own glass of or alcoholic low calorie mixer. Okay, even if you opt for a higher calorie alcoholic beverage, the key here is to plan for this ahead. Never decide what and how much you will drink on the spot unless you're 100% sure your display is masterful, which chances it's not. Okay, just being honest, right? So chances you don't have that masterful discipline that takes years and years and years. And if you know how to do, like, if you have that type of discipline, then I mean, you really don't even need this video. So that's the thing. You want to make sure that you are always in control of the driver's seat. Excuse me. You're always in control. You're always in that driver's seat, right? So, if you're gonna order alcohol, which when I go out, I like to have me a drink. Okay, so, but the thing is, I already know what I'm gonna be able to get away with, and so you got to be really good about that. Okay, it's not that the problem that happens most times is not that people can't eat this and they can't drink that. It's that they don't have a plan ahead of time, or they just let the ball completely drop, um, and they go crazy, right? So now what ends up happening is, they're drinking way too much. Even after they don't even need anymore, they're still just, hey, it's like They are what is I don't know what's the word. They're kind of like because they can like they made this decision in their head that they're gonna kind of enjoy themselves. They go overboard with it, right? So you got to try to keep yourself reeled in, right? You got to remember what you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing, right? You're going out to have fun with your friends. You're going out to enjoy yourself. You're not going out to get slam drunk. You're not going out to just completely sabotage everything that you've been working for. So you got to keep that stuff in mind when you're out there, right? And enjoy yourself. Have a drink or two, but have some freaking discipline, man. You know what you're out here to do. You know what your goals are, and you want to act like it. Okay. Make sure you're well hydrated before getting to the restaurant to ensure your hunger is true hunger rather than thirst. Okay. A lot of times, your thirst can be trigger those hunger pains and those hunger in your body. And then what end up happening is you'll end up overeating. So make sure you're really well hydrated before you even leave. Um, that way you're less likely to overeat and make bad decisions. All right, now I want to move on to when ordering. So when you order, check how the dishes are prepared. Okay, is it fried, grilled, baked? For example, you know, if you're getting eggs, classic example is try out the poached, boiled, or baked over fried eggs covered in oil and fat. Ideally, you want is steamed, grilled, roasted. Dishes that are described as pan fried, fried, crispy, crunchy, or sauteed are likely to contain more calories. Right now, keep in mind, I'm not saying that you can't eat this stuff. Like if you want to, you don't have to enjoy your night out. You don't have to eat a bunch of fried food. Right now, if you actually have planned for that, then go for it. Lots of times when I go out, I've already planned, within my day to um, eat that if I'm going to eat fried food. And if I haven't, I stick with the plan, and I might have me a drink because if you are watching yourself on your meal and you're keeping your meal real tight and uh, under control, then you can afford yourself a couple drinks. Now, if you're eating fried and you're eating breaded and all this type of other stuff, and then you're doing drinks, well, now you're starting to get into that sabotaging of results, right? You gotta make sure that you have some form of discipline in your meal, okay? Or if not, you want to have that plan for, okay? For me, a lot of times I like to do if I'm doing something where I'm going to be going out, and it was a couple weeks back. I went out and I had some fried food. I had some drinks, man. I just really enjoyed my night out. Um, Calories, I probably did easily like, I don't know, 12 to 1,300 calories in that meal. Um, I do an intermittent fast that day, right? So I skip breakfast, bank those calories, and that way I'm able to eat a bigger meal in the end of the day, right? And then the next day I might throw in a little additional cardio, right? So you have to make sure that you're planning and you're making the adjustments that you need so that you're able to get away with what you want to get away with. Um, another thing I said was ask for dressings or sauces to go on the side, or for no dressing or sauce at all. Um, we can have a seemingly healthy meal, but sometimes the dressings are full of calories and unhealthy fats. So by opting for it to go on the side, you can control how much you have. Right? Restaurants don't care. Like you, they will pour 5 servings on your salad. Okay, you have to be able to control. You got to stay in that driver's seat, man. Control what you got going on, right? So, um, you could also ask for no dressings or some, balsamic vinaigrette or olive oil type of thing on the side, and keep it real low calorie. Consider opting for two appetizers instead of an appetizer and a main dish, or you could just order a main or an appetizer and a side. So you can kind of make some combinations to make the portion control better when you're out, right? So maybe you know there's a dish that you really really are craving. Well, as opposed to you know getting an appetizer and then that dish and then a drink, what if we just did? What if there's an appetizer that you really enjoyed? Maybe you got one of those or two of those. Okay, but it's all about again just controlling that portion when you're out. You don't want to go crazy, right? You're just trying to, and again, you're trying to enjoy yourself. You're trying to enjoy your night out. You're not trying to crush, murder your results while you're out there. Okay, so what I put? I put also, if we are offered larger portions, then we generally tend to eat them. So not putting the temptation in front of you in the first place will help tremendously. If you are still hungry after eating, you could always order more later. It's better to add to your meal rather than over order. Okay, remember that. It's better to add on than to let your eyes be bigger than your stomach. So start small and then just order more as you go, okay? A lot of times you order, you chill out, you have a drink, make sure you're like getting hydrated, make sure you're having some water, and you're just enjoying yourself and you'll find that hey, I don't actually need anything else. I'm good to go. Like yeah, I really enjoyed this meal. I really enjoyed this. I'm really enjoying my night out. I'm good, right? And because you're not eating a ton of food, you're not overeating. Guess what? You need less of alcohol because you're not absorbing as much, right? So it takes less alcohol for you to kind of get that nice little buzz going on. Don't be shy to ask for healthy food swaps instead of having chips or roasted potatoes with your meal. Ask for extra portions of vegetables. Chips and roasted potatoes are cooked in oil and will be higher in calories, whereas a side salad or extra portion of green vegetables, for example, will be higher in fiber, vitamins, minerals, while being lower in calories. You don't need to order food just for yourself. You could always share a meal with someone, therefore helping you avoid overeating. That's also an option. You can share. Try to avoid creamy sauces and opt for a tomato sauce instead, as it will be lower in calories. If something is labeled vegan, vegetarian, or organic, it doesn't necessarily mean it's healthier. Remember, chocolate bars are vegan in most cases. Like, look at the dish as a whole. Does it contain a balance of protein, carbs, and healthy fats? Lots of vegan dishes are made up of nut substitutes, so it could be higher in calories. Okay, just try to find balance in your meal. Is what I'm saying there. Opt for a fresh mint tea or any other herbal teas or a coffee, including decaf, over a dessert. Very often we're full from the actual meal, so we don't really need a dessert, which mostly comes sugar laden and high in calories. If you do opt for a dessert, then a sorbet rather than a cake is a lighter option. Okay, it's just again, it's just remembering that what your goals are and do you need that, right? Do you need that? If so, have you planned for that? Okay. A lot of times, if you just give it a chance for your food to digest and you drink some water and you just out and you have yourself a nice drink, you're good. You don't need these extras, right? You could eat them, like you could eat, right? But a lot of times you just don't have to. Just enjoy the night with the ones that you're out there enjoy it with. As a general rule, opting for a lean protein with a side of vegetables is your safest bet. The protein will help to make you feel full, while the vegetables will offer vitamins and minerals and fibers to help you feel full as well as provide nutrients for good health. When eating your meal, okay, so you're eating out to enjoy a meal with someone, whether it be family or loved ones or friends, so you want to enjoy your time together. There's therefore no need to rush. Okay? Make the most of your time together by taking your time and savoring your meal. This means being mindful about eating, slowly chewing your food, and taking time for each mouthful. Okay? Again, it's what I've just been saying the whole time. Just, you don't have to, just slow down, take your time, eat, talk, enjoy. And what'll happen is by slowing down the pace of what you're eating, you give your stomach time to actually, in the receptors in your stomach, to actually send a signal to your body that you're actually good to go, right? So you're not just crushing more and more food, ordering more and more food. You're actually having the chance for your body to feel satisfied because you're taking your time, you're enjoying yourself, and now the signal has been sent to your brain that you are good to go. Avoid the bread basket at the start of the meal. These are just empty calories that add up by the end of the meal. This is just my thing is I don't even touch the bread basket. The bread basket, if you plan for it, good on you. But if not, if you're just kind of going out there, go get the meal. Right, the bread basket is just going to be a ton of crap. I mean, butter and fats and car. It's just you're just crushing yourself with that. So just avoid that at all costs unless you plan for it ahead of time. Try not to add any extra salt. Most restaurants cook meals with already been seasoned, so you shouldn't have to add extra salt on top. Too much salt can affect your blood pressure and also make us more thirsty, making an extra beer or wine that much more appealing, right? So um, just adding more salt on top of already well seasoned food is just there's just no need. It's just gonna make you more thirsty. It's gonna make you crave more, which is gonna make you just want to overeat and overdrink more. Stop when you're full. This is easier said than done. We tend to just eat unconsciously and try to finish everything on our plate. Listen to your body and stop eating when you need to. Okay. If you don't feel like you've ordered enough, you could always order a side salad or a side of vegetables to book up your meal. Okay. Um, Simple food swaps. I gave you here a couple simple food swaps. Swap chips for an extra portion of vegetables or for potatoes that have been steamed, baked, or boiled. Swap pies, bacon, and sausages for leaner cuts of meats and or fishes. Swap creamy sauces for tomato or vegetable-based sauce, as this will help to boost your vegetable intake, which is a great thing. Ask for vegetables to come without butter, dressings, or mayonnaise, and ask to have the olive oil on the side so you can see how much you're using. Swap sodas for diet soda and even better water and fresh lime. Swap fried foods for baked, boiled, or steamed alternatives. Even rice, you could opt for steamed rice over fried. Cool? So, this is just a couple tips that will help you when you're out. You're just trying to enjoy your night out with some friends, family. This is some good, healthy alternatives, some good, healthy tips to allow you to still be able to enjoy yourself, have a good drink, even have good food. There's a lot of great food other than fried and all kind of other crap, honestly, right? But again, I'm not saying that you can't have it. Again, myself personally, when I go out, probably about 50% of the time when I go out, I do have something fried. But I plan for it. I plan my day around it. So planning is key. Okay. If you're gonna eat like that, if you're gonna have additional fried foods or additional drinks, make sure you plan ahead of time so that you know what you're getting into. All right. Other than that, if you have any more questions, please let me know in the comments below. I'll talk to you later. Peace.